So Andrew Murray is a race car driver, 13 years old. He will be speaking to us eloquently about his life as a race car driver, and his ambition is to be the youngest ever driver in a NASCAR Cup Series at the age of 18, 5 years ago. Andrew Murray.
Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. My name is Andrew Murray. I'm 13 years old, and I currently race sprint cars. But later this year, I will be running late models under NASCAR-sanctioned races. My sprint car has 260 horsepower, it weighs 1,100 pounds, and can go up to 120 miles per hour. My late model has 550 horsepower, weighs 2,900 pounds, and can go up to 150 miles per hour. My daytime hobbies are playing my PS3 and riding my bike. But I know I'm supposed to speak for 4 to 6 minutes today, but let's be honest, I really don't have much to talk about because I'm only 13. But because I have to follow the rules, I guess I'll talk about my go-karting experiences. I first started go-karting at the age of 5 years old at the Lake Paris go-kart track. As soon as I got in that go-kart, I loved it right away. So about a couple weeks later, I bought my very own go-kart and I practiced in it every single weekend. About 3 months later, I won my very first race. And there began my racing career. About 2 years after I won my very first race, I moved up into a higher class called Cadet, which is an 80cc Comer engine that weighs 220 pounds and can go up to 65 miles per hour. It was my third race in Cadets. I qualified 6th position for the main event. When the green flag was thrown, I made a mad dash to first place, passing 5 of the 6 cars that were in front of me. On my way to the first turn, the first place driver brake checked me, and I ran over him and started my first racing flip. Now, I am the white car that is upside down flying in the air, in the background. Now, as I'm going through this, I'm wondering to myself, how am I going to win the race now? But soon after that, the car lands on top of me, and I am completely under the car, unconscious. But I've also had my good days in racing. That's only the worst crash I've had, luckily. My favorite racetrack is in a little town called Schwano that's located in Wisconsin. That is also where my favorite race is. I had to start 32nd for the main event because of a flat tire in the heat race. I passed all but 2 cars in 16 laps in that main event, finishing 3rd. That was my favorite race. And I also have a favorite wet race, because in the series that I used to run in, I would run in all conditions. Hail, snow, tornadoes in the background, everything, the whole 9 yards. But my favorite wet race was in a town called Ocala, which was located in Florida. I started on the pole position for the main event, and I pulled away from the pack. But shortly after I pulled away from the pack, my visor got fogged up, and I couldn't see anything except for the grass that was next to the road that I was driving on. I still ended up finishing 3rd though, so that was a very good day. Now, racing's not always about having fun. I mean, sure, I have my leading days, and I'm up there winning the races, being on podium, getting those trophies. It's great. but it's also a lot of hard work to get my car ready and clean after the races, do promotions for my sponsors, and keep them happy. But next year, I will be running in the late model series under NASCAR sanctioned races. Hopefully, when I turn 16, I will be running in the nationwide series. And then when I turn 18, I hope to be in the NASCAR Cup Series, which is the highest ranked NASCAR series. Thank you. Mr. Toastmaster.
Certainly one to look out for. 13 years old, never used the word like once. I think only one arm. Speech 8 is actually comfortable with visual aids. Good job, Andrew. Thanks so much.